Hi everyone, it's Don from Don's Family Vacation. Today we're going to talk about seabourn cruises. They advertise themselves as a top-of-the-line luxury cruise line. In fact, you know when you go to a hotel and they have the star ratings, you have anywhere from 1 star all the way up to 5 star, which would be a really good luxury resort. Seabourn Cruises advertises themselves as a 6-star cruise line. So, do they deserve that kind of ranking and that kind of rating? Well, we're going to take a look at them right after this. So right away when you look at seabourn cruises, you're going to notice something right off the bat. And that is, first of all, they only have 5 ships. So they're covering the world with 5 ships. And so you say, well, with 5 ships, they only go to probably a couple locations. No, they go everywhere. They go to Africa, to Alaska, to Europe, the Mediterranean, Canada, Australia, Asia, all of Europe, through Russia, up into Norway, to the Antarctic. You name it, they go there. So they're a busy ship. So if you want a particular itinerary, there's only usually a limited time that they're going to that location before that ship is off to someplace else. Now, while that's happening, you can do extended cruises on those where you have one itinerary, say in Asia, that's ending, and then they're going from there to the Caribbean. So you can have an Asian Caribbean vacation or an Asian Alaskan cruise. You can combine them together to make one long cruise, which is quite nice. It's almost like having a mini world cruise at your disposal. As far as the ships go themselves, the largest ships that they have only hold 650 passengers, and they only have 2 of them. The other 3 only hold 450 passengers. So you're not going to feel like there's a million people on these boats like you would, say, on a large Oasis class ships. So, well, if they only have many people, does that mean they cut back on a lot of things? Absolutely not. It's actually the exact opposite. So first off, the cabins. Every cabin on board starts at the suite category. There's no inside cabins on this. There's no solo cabins in this cruise. They start with a suite balcony and they go up from there in various sizes. So right off the bat, you know you're staying at a higher end suite to begin with. So you're in a suite. Well, since everybody is in a suite category, they don't distinguish their restaurants and have regular dining and then paid dining for an upscale dining experience, like you would if you had to go to order in shops or something like that on one of the other cruise lines. Every restaurant is part of the experience and is included in your meal, in your cruise fare. So, and they go to extraordinary lengths. They have the French chef Thomas Keller, very award-winning Michelin star chef, and he's designed the food and the menu for their cruises. The food is fantastic. The chefs prepare it there. It's fresh. It's some menu items that are, extravagant. In fact, every single night, all restaurants on board those ships, a cabin steward will bring the next day's menu to you because they're changing the menu every night. They want you to try new experiences and new food and new tasting. You can still get the standard, I want this kind of steak, a sirloin, or I want, a filet mignon, or I want salmon, but they're going to change some of the specialties every single night. Also included in your meals, wine, spirits. You want a vodka and orange juice, you want a martini. It's all included in your fare of your cruise. You don't have to buy the drink packages. The only thing that they will charge more for is if you order some of the more expensive wines, the wines that are $300, $400, $500 a bottle, those kind of things. And they have a huge selection of wines on board for those people who want that. So because of the clientele that's going on this cruise, they're not going to stand in line at a buffet. They want first class food, and that's what you get when you're on seabourn cruises. Seabourn Cruises also does maintenance on their ships, the interiors and the look of their ships, more often than almost any other cruise line out there. Where some cruise lines will bring their ship in for a quick refurb or quick refresh, every 3-4 years, they do it yearly sometimes on some ships. And when you take a look at the pictures around the ship, you can just see how well maintained and how pristine the ships all look when you're walking around. And like I said, because of the clientele that usually goes on here, they don't want any kind of second class service on their ship. So they're looking for things to be down, and they'll complain if it's not. And Seabourn doesn't want to lose those clientele, so they make sure everything looks pristine and absolutely beautiful while you're on those cruise ships. So what do they have to offer as far as itineraries are concerned? Like I said, they go all over the world. They also because of the size of their ships, they like to have some cruises called off the beaten path. Well, they'll go to smaller ports and smaller destinations that the big cruise lines just can't go to. And so if you want that kind of experience, this might be what you're looking for. As far as entertainment on board, don't worry, you have the casino, because every ship at sea almost has to have a casino except for maybe Disney. And then you have the show lounge, and you can see by the picture of the show lounge, it's not a huge show lounge, but there's only 400 people on board. So it doesn't have to hold 1,000, 1,500 people. A 200 person showroom is fine for those cruises. And you're not going to see a lot of Broadway shows and Lion King productions or Wicked or things like that on board. What you're going to see is first class performers in their field. So if there's an opera singer, they're having a professional opera singer singing on board. They're bringing on professional jazz bands to play on board. Everybody is an expert in their field. They've been doing it a long time. They're not just going to take somebody out of musical school in New York and put them on the ship to play. Every single person, when you go on, you can tell they are experienced and they know what they're doing and they study their craft, and this is their job. And they want you to enjoy themselves. So the entertainment, while not huge and elaborate, is very entertaining and very top notch. Another really cool thing about the Seabourn cruise ships is they have this dock area that lowers down at the back of the ship or on the side of the ships, and you can go out kayaking and sea-dooing and snorkeling and paddle boating all from this dock while you're tendered outside of a port. And what other ship line has that? It's fantastic. You can have a shore excursion right there on the ship, basically, without ever having to leave it. And with all the luxury that's on these cruises, why would you ever want to leave it? Because the staff has been rated #1 staff for performance on the ocean for 3 years running now. They always pass every single one of their tests for conditions of the ship and things like that from the government. Their food is top notch. Their service is top notch. You're living in suites while you're on board. The ships are beautiful and they're not crowded. The spirits are included. The wine is included. The drinks are included. The food is included. This is basically the closest thing you will ever get to an all expenses paid cruise before you step on there. You're not going to get nickeled and dimed while you're on this cruise line. You're going to get nickeled and dimed big time at the beginning, because it's not a cheap cruise line. Don't go in there thinking you're only going to pay $100 or $200 more per person than you would, say, on Carnival. No, that's not going to happen. This is a luxury cruise line, and yes, they deserve their 6-star rating that they advertise because they have earned it. And so if you have the money and you want that unique experience out there of being just pampered while you're having a cruise and not be crowded, this is probably the best cruise line out there that you could ask for. So there you have it, Seabourn Cruises. Yes, they're absolutely worth the 6-star rating. It all depends if you can afford the price point or not. And because quite frankly, I can probably do 2 to 3 cruises on some other cruise lines for the same cost as doing one of theirs. Well, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more cruise reviews and more vlogs coming up about cruising, we're going on the Caribbean Princess soon, don't forget that. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below and I'll make a video and answer your questions for you. Or if it's something you need to know right away, I'll just answer you in response right off the bat. And if you need to reach me, my contact information is down below. I'm getting a lot of people calling and emailing me, asking me questions about cruises that they're unsure of, and I'm getting back to them as quickly as I can. So I hope I'm not disappointing you out there. And until next time, please hit that subscribe button and have yourself a safe and a great vacation.